Happy Sunday, Sainers. Happy Sunday indeed. Welcome to 5 Things We Learned, round 2, St Kilda versus Geelong. We got our first win of the season by 7 points. It was a crazy game. We played so well, and of course there was a lot of stress to go with it. It wouldn't be a Saints game if we all weren't freaking out in the last 10 minutes. But we got over the line and it sets us up nicely. So before we get into it, I want to thank the sponsor as always, Mornington Peninsula Brewery. Check out their website, www.mpbrew.com.au. They've got some amazing products there, and they're a sponsor of Saints TV, which is amazing for season 2025. Alrighty, I'll take a sip. Oh, coffee tastes better for some reason after a win. I don't know why. Number one. Marvel is becoming the fortress that we want and need. I reckon for the last 2 or 3 years in the season preview, I've always made a note that I want Marvel to become a fortress. I want to be able to be dominant at this ground. That even if we lose games away, we need to at least win the games under the roof, because that's where we play our best football. That's what we're most suited to now, under the roof. And last 11 games, we have won 9. The only 2 losses we've had there in the last 11, Port Adelaide by 2 points and Brisbane when they pantsed us late in the season last season. Outside of that, we have won 9 of 11, which is a fantastic start, but we need to keep building on that. We've got Marvel game coming up, and then we're away, and then we're back at Marvel for a stretch of games. So we just need to continue to be the best Marvel team in the competition. And right now we're doing all the right things to really earn that label. So 9 of 11 is a really, really strong start, but we need to continue to build on that and obviously fix our away form. But at the very, very bare minimum, you need to be good at home and to be a strong home team. Number 2, Mitch Owen's contest work gives us a completely different layer, completely different look in that front half. It's crazy to me that, if you look at his numbers, you think, he's kicked 2 goals, 14 or whatever he had, but I just still don't think the numbers really fully show what he brings to this team. It's his first game of the season. I thought he did really well, all things considering, playing a tough opponent. But it's just these 50-50s, or even these... It's not even a 50-50. It's like a 30-70 against him, and he breaks even. And then reinforcements can get around the ball, and the smalls can swarm, and then we can go. And I just feel like he continually slows down the opposition in any way that he can. Even if he doesn't mark the ball and it comes to ground, players just bounce off him. He's a big boy, but it's just... He doesn't even really need to take possession for it to be a win for St Kilda, which is weird to say, because you'd think it's either the opposition get the ball or we get the ball. But even when he doesn't get the ball, the opposition don't generally hurt us. And I absolutely love that about him. He's such a fierce competitor. And he kicked his 2 goals last night. He could have kicked more, and hopefully he can fix that goal kicking. But outside of that, without Mitch Owens in that forward line last night, I dare say that slingshot that we saw Adelaide do against us the week before would have been more prevalent. But Owens he just adds this constant pressure. He doesn't give up on the contest. And even when he looks like he's going to lose the contest, he just does something to bring it back. And then it's a win for St Kilda. And I just think that's awesome for a player of his age to come in first game and to be able to do that straight off the bat. That's an awesome sign from Mitch Owens. A big tick there. Speaking of players that really, really impressed me last night, Anthony Caminiti. I know we've been on the channel and just across a lot of St Kilda forums, we've all been putting pressure on him. We don't know where his best position is, but I'll tell you what, that was his best game last night. 13 marks for Anthony Caminiti. His kicking was so clean out of the back half. He looked so much more confident attacking the ball in front of him as opposed to leading and trying to have it on his head in the front half. So I think we've found exactly where he needs to play for the rest of the season. I don't know if this will be tactical. In some weeks we might play him forward, like against Richmond. They don't have that many tools. Maybe we can afford to float him around, but he looks so much better in the back half, and I feel like him and Wilkie and maybe even Dukes when they come back, that 3 tools there, that's almost the defense set, and we can really focus on the rest of the ground because we need that support for Wilkie. And I thought Hammer was just like that first contest in the first quarter when he wins it and then he breaks a tackle and then gives the hands off. Breaks like doesn't slow down at all, just keeps going. I was super impressed by that, and that set the tone not just for him for the rest of the night, but the entire team. So Anthony Caminiti, awesome job, mate. That was one of your best games, if not your best game, and Hopefully you can play there for the rest of the season and really lock down that position. Another perfect segue. Speaking of best games, Marcus Windhager. That was his best game. Round 2 against Collingwood last year was his best game. This, to me, was even better. Playing on Max Holmes, who's a very, very good player in his own right, to be able to make him accountable, have 25 and kick 2 of your own goals and set up another couple, that's just a perfect game from Marcus. And I think what we need to take from that is we know that's what he can do. We know that he can tag, and I said it leading in, Bailey Smith, that was going to be his focus, but we know he can attack, and we know he has so much more to his game that we don't see enough of, mainly because we just haven't needed to tap into it. But last night, that's what we expect from Marcus moving forward. This cannot be a flash in the pan. The Collingwood game was a bit like that last year, and obviously injuries and everything kind of sets him back, but we need this to be a consistent effort from him every single week. We know how talented he is, and his ball use was really good last night. He hit the scoreboard, which is really important for a midfielder to do that. That's just a bonus when a midfielder can hit the scoreboard twice. But to me, this is, that shows this sort of level that he needs to stay at. And if he can stay at that level, we have got a very, very handy player on our hands. But as a standalone game last night, that was, to me, Marcus Windhager's best game in his career, and hopefully many more of those to come throughout the rest of this season. Number 5, just to level it down a little bit, Saners, just to get real, it's okay to be optimistic sometimes, even if it's a little scary. And I'm referring to people that message me during the game, halftime, right? It's 28 points. And some Saners already messaging me saying, we're gonna stuff this up. We're gonna give this lead up. Look, we did in the end. We won. But we did choke a little bit. We panicked, and Geelong were always going to come back. But why, in that moment, enjoy it. Be optimistic. Be pumped up. Be happy about what you're seeing. Don't try and rip that away from you and predict the end of the game that you think might result in a heartbreaking loss. That's no way to enjoy football. That is no way to live. Enjoy the moment. Right in that moment, we were playing some brilliant football. We were the better team. Our youngsters were standing up. Our leaders were leading. And that's exactly what everyone wants to see. That's exactly what St Kilda supporters go to the football to see. You won't enjoy football then, because then you'll be waiting for the end result, and that's the only time you'll ever celebrate, or you'll be upset. Enjoy the little moments in the game. There were so many brilliant little moments in that entire game, particularly the first 3 quarters, where you could sit back and go, I'm just loving this. This is so much fun. This is the hope that this club gives you. This is what people like me see in this team, that we can be a very special team. I think so. And we proved that last night. But to the Saners, that I don't know if you're too scared to just enjoy it, because if the more you enjoy something, the more you really are heartbroken when it goes away. But I just don't see that's any way to enjoy football. We were so good last night. We did not deserve to lose that game, and we didn't. That is the point I'm trying to make, is that be optimistic. Pump the team up. They love it when the crowd's up and about. They don't want to see us. There was passages where we were so quiet because we were nervous, but then we'd kick a couple goals and everyone's up and about. I get it. We're scared because we've seen it all before, and we've dropped games we should have won. It was 11 points with 10 minutes to go, and they easily could have stolen at Geelong. But you look at Nasiah saving us on the goal line, Caminiti, O'Connell's mark. These are memorable moments in a memorable game, and absolutely enjoy every second of it. Don't sit there and panic about watch this. I'm going to predict that Geelong come back. That's not fun. So that's it. That's 5 things we learned, Sanders. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Put your 5 things in the comments. Just to round it out. Number 1, Marvel is becoming a fortress. 9 of our last 11. Mitch Owen's contest work gives us an absolute different look in the forward half. Number 3, Anthony Caminiti looks very comfortable down back. Marcus Windhager, that was his best game of football, but he needs to keep it up and build from it. And number 5, it's okay to get up and about and to be excited at the football before the result is a foregone conclusion. Enjoy every second of it. That's why we go to the football. So that's 5 things we learned. Thank you very much, Saners. Please like the video. Please comment your thoughts. Subscribe as well. We are, I think, maybe 30 or 40 off 13,000 now. So we're so close. My review's out. Saints TV Weekly tomorrow. The podcast out. We're going to have plenty of content during the week in the lead up to the final Maddie's match next Saturday, 4:35 p.m. against Richmond. So hopefully a chance to go 2-1 and to build into our season and get up and about. So it's funny how quickly things turn around, Sainers. And that's why I tell you, it's okay. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the moments. It's going to be a great week in the lead up to Maddie's match. So thanks, Sainers. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take care. And as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.